Yo,
What up, Cora?
what's up? How you doing, man?
I'm good. You?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
All right.
All right,
That's
let's hear
good.
it.
Hmm?
Well, what's the argument looking like, man?
You've been here this whole time calling the argument buns. You know the argument.
Yeah, that was.
You've been here the whole time.
Yeah, okay, maybe I was. I just want to hear you run it from the beginning.
According to 66:1, did your prophet make something that was halal or wrong for himself? Seeking to
If we're
please his wife?
specifying for himself, meaning like tahrim al-nafs, i.e. me saying, although something is halal generally or shara'i in the sharia, I personally am going to make it impermissible for myself, meaning I'm just not going to do it. And the fuqaha understand this to be an oath, which is why
right.
the fuqaha extract from this rulings.
Right.
So that is actually perfectly permissible within Islam.
Okay.
If I say that something, if you are capable of acknowledging that something is halal generally, but you make the claim that you yourself are not going to do it, or you make it haram for yourself, this is perfectly permissible within Islam as long as you're not saying that it's impermissible generally.
Okay. Are you coming to that conclusion on your own?
No. I'm coming to this conclusion.
No.
based
I'm
on
not
the
saying
fuqaha.
no, I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying within the example, right? That you're gonna make this, you're not gonna participate in certain acts, or you're not gonna do certain things because your preference is that you don't want to do it.
The reason doesn't necessarily matter, because even if, like, let's say, for example, let's say I'm like married to somebody and they say, oh yeah, that you eat this specific food and it makes your breath smell like a bad type of way. So I say, okay, I'm gonna make this food haram for myself for the sake of my spouse. That's perfectly permissible within Islam. And Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah writes about this in Majmu' al-Fatawa. Even if it's for the reason being that you want to please your spouse, it's perfectly permissible as long as you're not saying that in the Sharia it's haram, because that would be tahrim al-halal fi Sharia.
Okay, so even though your wife tell you, or your husband say you don't want to do this now, but can you make it haram in the sense that you're gonna never ever do it again?
That's halal, yes. It's perfectly fine.
So even though Muhammad allowed it, I mean, not Muhammad,
Allah?
Allah.
Yes, even if Allah explicitly says X is permissible, but I, for some reason, say that I am not going to do it, whether it be for my own personal preference or for the sake of another, as long as I am not specifying that is haram within the Sharia, that is halal for me. I am able to say that. The same way that I gave you the example where I said if I have a spouse and he prefers that I don't eat a particular food because it makes my breath smell bad, I can say, I'm making it haram for myself to eat, for example, garlic. I'm going to say I make it haram for myself to eat garlic. That is halal because I am not doing tahrim al-sharia, or tahrim, what is it called? Tahrim al-halal fi sharia. That's what it's called.
Okay, so whenever Muhammad gave this example about the Jews and the Christians took their rabbis and their monks as lords, are some of the things, right, that the Jews and the Christians was permissible for or wasn't permissible, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Is it hold on, is it because they had the simple choice not to do?
No, it's because they were making claims with regards to the Sharia. So this is Tafsir Ibn Kathir on the ayah that you're quoting, Surah 9, verse 31, where he specifies, and he links this to another ayah where it's talking about legislation explicitly. So it says that the reason why Allah, I guess you can say, condemns the rabbis and the monks is because they are doing istihlal and tahrim al-halal in the Sharia specifically, i.e. legislation. And we can tie this back to 544, where it says anybody who does not legislate or rule by what Allah has revealed, they are truly the kafirin, they are the disbelievers.
Okay. And what verse was it? Can you show me?
I have the tafsir up, and
the
you can give
tafsir
me
on
the screen so we can
544?
read it. No, this is the tafsir on 931.
Yeah, I have the tafsir of 931.
Yeah, I have it up on the screen if you want to look at it.
Hold on.
And I went ahead and highlighted the portion that I'm reading, So it says, and I quote, they took their rabbis and their monks to be lords besides Allah, that the Christians and the Jews obeyed their monks and rabbis in whatever they allowed or prohibited for them specifically. So the first thing that I want to extract from this is that there is a distinction between making something haram for yourself and making something either halal or haram for somebody else. So if I'm legislating that something is haram or halal for somebody else, this is impermissible within Islam. But if I'm specifying that it's for myself, that is perfectly mubah. And then we go on to say, while they were commanded to worship none but one God, who whatever he renders prohibited is the prohibited, and whatever he allowed is the allowed, and whatever he legislates, so this is talking about explicitly legislation, i.e. the Sharia, is the law to be followed, and whatever he decides is to be adhered to. So the tafsir is specifically mentioning, because you tried to link it back to this ayah, that the rabbis and the monks were making things halal for other people and making things haram for other people. But if it's the case that I acknowledge that a particular ruling is present, for example, Allah makes something halal for me, but I say, me personally, I'm not going to do this thing, this is mubah. And Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah talks about this. And a good example that is given is, for example, let's say I, again, get into a marriage. I'll give a different example, because this is actually acknowledged within fiqh. Let's say I get married to a man. You have to wrap it up in
about 30 seconds. Okay?
Yeah, it's okay, don't worry. I can wrap it up in 30 seconds. Let's say, for example, I get married to a man. And within Islam, it is permissible for him to get married to more than one. But he says, I have made it haram for myself, or I will not get married to more than one. Although it is mubah for him to do so, he has made it haram for himself. Meaning, although he is acknowledging that the ruling exists and that it's permissible for him, he is making it haram for himself. So it's perfectly mubah after that.
Okay. So is it permissible? Do you find Sharia laws that give you permission to actually sleep with your slave girls? Is that Sharia? Can we find that in your Sharia?
In 424, yes.
Okay. So thank you, Cora. So it is the law that Muhammad broke because you find it in your Sharia. You just cooked your whole argument. Hold on. You just cooked your whole argument because you said it's only attaining to the law. It's only pertaining to the law. And we find in your law that it is permissible for you to have intercourse with your slave chicks, which Muhammad just made prohibited when Allah granted it.
Prohibited for who? Prohibited for who? For others or for himself?
Whether it's for himself.
Answer that question.
Hold on.
No, answer the question. For others or himself?
It's for himself. So whether it's for himself or for anybody else, it's still part of the Sharia. It's still part of the law that they can't do this. Because it's not only, in 931, it doesn't just say for themselves. It says for other people. I would agree. But then also, it doesn't just say what made halal haram. It also goes the reverse as well. If you make something haram,
the haram
that's
halal, yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So right. So your prophet did. So your prophet did do something that is found in your Sharia, and he changed it. Even if it's only for himself.
Do something. No. If
it's only for himself, Cora, hold on. If it's only for himself, it's still he's changing something or ruling that is part of the Sharia, unless you're going to just special plead and say this don't always apply for my prophet because he is the one giving the law.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Which one you going to say?
Okay, first off, that's a false dichotomy. Second off, you actually strawmanned the argument that I made and you didn't acknowledge the points that I was making.
I didn't
strawman you. So let me ask you this. Let's say, for example, there is something permissible within the Sharia. For example, okay, let's give the example of the Prophet, Allah Azza wa Jal, he makes it permissible for men to marry four. If a man refuses to marry more than one, is this haram? Yes or no?
That's on his own volition. He just wanted to choose
exactly. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose not to do said action, not because he legislated within the Sharia that it was haram, but because he personally made the decision not to do it with regards to himself.
Okay.
Now, but 424. Let me address the point that you made about. Let me address the point that you made about 424 though. So with regards to 424, yes, it is permissible for a man to be intimate with the woman that is his concubine. Now, the Prophet ﷺ did not contradict this ruling in the sense that he said that it is no longer permissible or it's haram fi sharia or within the sharia, but rather the Prophet ﷺ acknowledges that it is permissible generally or in the sharia, but personally makes it impermissible for himself. And what's being intended when it says impermissible for himself, if you actually read Surah, 61, ayat 2 and 3, it says that Allah has made a way for you to absolve yourselves from oaths. So this ties back to what I mentioned from Majmu' al-Fatawa by Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, where he says that when you do tahreem of something for yourself, this is an oath. So you are taking an oath that you will not do it. That's all it is. So it's not tahreem fi sharia or tahreem al-halal fi sharia. It's called tahreem al-nafs. It's making something haram only for yourself and not within the sharia. And as long as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not making something haram within the sharia, this is not shirk. It is not haram. It is perfectly fine as long as he acknowledges that the ruling is permissible within the book, which he does acknowledge actually.
Okay. So let me respond.
Go ahead. Yeah.
First, now you waffling. Now you're going back. You're crab walking on what you said earlier because you already agreed, Cora, that we find this in the Sharia. And the reason why this will be so damaging is because Muslims follow the Sunnah of Muhammad. So if Muhammad was allowed to do this, then there will be widespread Muslims taking things upon themselves, right, to do so, and then everyone will be making up their own rulings and own laws or arrogating or whatever you want to say, whatever, right? Now, this is what happened with Muhammad. Muhammad did this. Now, Cora, if this was actually so permissible, Muhammad did nothing wrong. He was well within his rights to do this. Why did Allah correct him?
Allah is reminding him that this action is 100% perfectly permissible for him, and that his wives do not have a right over him in this matter.
Okay,
in
so
the
he
sense
did
that
something.
His rights
so he
don't,
did
wait,
something. He did something.
He didn't do something.
He did something wrong.
Now let
didn't
me
he?
wait. Let me go ahead and expound because I was going to expound on this point. Now, Allah is not saying that this is haram. Allah is saying, why would you make something haram for yourself, that which is halal? He's
Allah's not saying something is haram, but he's using the word haram.
He's not saying it's haram, no. And the scholars actually explain that.
Listening to yourself, Cora?
No, it's not haram. It's not haram.
So why did Allah...
1 second.
Hold on. So
wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, why are there two grown men speaking over me? Calm down, both of you. It's okay, calm down.
So why would Allah use the word haram when Muhammad really didn't do anything haram? Why would he use that word?
What does haram mean?
It means prohibited or impermissible.
Okay, so make something prohibited for yourself, which is permissible.
Right.
Is this Allah saying that what the Prophet ﷺ did is haram? Is this Allah saying that? And if so, prove that. Wait, hold on.
He used the literal word haram.
1 second. Yeah, but haram is referring to what the Prophet ﷺ did to himself. He's not calling the action haram.
Do you agree that Allah's correcting Muhammad?
It is a correction, not just for him, but it's an emphasis. Hold on. Can you guys let me finish speaking?
I got you. If he's correcting him, then he did something wrong, correct?
Not necessarily, no. Because in Islam, we make a distinction between, the two grown men freaking out. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying this is because...
Hey, W-Core in the chat, man.
Hey, man, but both of you chill out. Anyways, the point that I was going to make is that there is a distinction between Allah correcting an action or Allah putting an emphasis on a particular action not necessarily being binding.
What are you
now,
talking
the
about?
reason why, listen, if you actually read the verse, it's talking about a way that you are absolved from oaths. So Allah is not saying that the action was impermissible. Allah is emphasizing that these types of oaths are not binding. So let's say, for example, if I say I have made... I'm speaking very slowly.
You said a lot.
I'm speaking very slowly, Logic.
Okay. What does it mean to correct something?
Okay. So if a particular action isn't necessarily 100% in line or not binding. So let's say, for example, if I take an oath and this oath isn't necessarily binding
just
upon
simply,
me,
what does it mean
I
to
can
correct?
emphasize, wait, hold on, I'm speaking specifically in this instance. So with regards to this particular instance, Allah Azza wa Jal is emphasizing that this type of an oath is not necessarily binding upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Thank you. So what does it mean to correct something?
I'm in the middle of speaking.
Yeah, but you're not answering the question, Corey.
I was
You're
talking to
waffling.
Word. I don't know why you came up and tried to involve yourself, Logic.
We're all in this conversation together.
Okay, let me get another Muslim.
We can
up here.
all
Sure, I
we
bring
can
up
all
another
talk
Muslim.
together.
There's no
Okay, let me
problem.
get Cal. Hold on, let me send this live to Cal real quick.
Yeah, send it to
Cal's
Cal.
already was in here. Let me see if he's still here.
No, because you wouldn't rise him, but it's okay. We'll get my boy Cal.
No, I was in the middle of a conversation when he was trying to come up, and Chris Claus
Yeah,
said,
but the guy you were talking to is boring, man.
I mean, I can't
just wanna know
help.
what
I
it
can't
means.
help for people who comes up. They request up. I talk to them. So Cal, are
It was
you here?
boring,
Put a
though.
one. Put a one in the chat, Cal, if you're here.
But anyways,
I just want to know
don't
what
worry.
it,
I'll just text Cal.
I just simply want to know what does it mean to correct something. That's all I asked. And you went on something else in a waffle fest.
No,
Just what
because
is
I'm speaking specifically in relation to the verse. Now,
You got Brazil.
the verse,
Hey, do you
the
rock with
verse
Brazilian?
is sent down.
I didn't ask why the verse was sent down. I
Wait, no.
simply asked,
I mean,
what
I
does it
wasn't.
mean-
I wasn't acknowledging you. I was acknowledging.
What
the
does
host.
it mean to correct something?
I wasn't
Cora?
speaking to you. I was speaking to the host. Logic.
Okay, so what does it mean to correct something?
I wasn't speaking to you. I was speaking to the host.
But
Host, let's get
I'm
back
speaking
the
to
point.
you. I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, I don't feel like
Oh,
talking.
there
to
go
you.
Cal.
I bet you don't.
That's kind of boring. Yo, what's up, Cal? Anyways, let's go back to the topic. Wa alaikum assalam. Let's go back to the topic.
Wa
What does it
alaikum
mean?
Aki.
Okay.
I said,
So,
I said Aki.
Anyway,
What does it mean to correct? What does it mean to
Word.
correct something, Cora?
wait, hold on. I wanted to hammer in one more point with Word because he didn't address something
There's
that I
not
said.
one more point that you're going to hammer.
Wait,
in
no.
until you answer
Hold
the
on.
question.
Wait, 1 second. Logic. You came up here and you
Yes,
interjected
I came up here.
and you
I waited
derailed.
for you to finish your
no,
points.
you derailed a conversation between.
Hey, Word, is my question a if you tell me it's a
That's the
derailing,
same
I'll
question I
stop.
asked her before, though. I
Oh,
asked her the same
it's
question.
interesting.
What?
Yeah, I asked
So-
the
so
question.
we're on the same
I asked
page,
that
Word?
same question before.
So we're on the same page.
That's why I asked you.
Okay,
Why,
anyways.
what does it mean when
Anyways,
Allah
Word,
corrected
Word.
Muhammad? I asked you that.
Yeah.
Remember?
So the intent of the verse, yes, the
So what does
intent
it
of
mean
the
to
verse.
so
1
wait,
second, hold on.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Cora.
I'm acknowledging the verse. And why are there
What does
Christians
it mean?
blaspheming in the
Hold on.
comments?
What does it mean? Because earlier you
Y'all don't
you
be
like double
blaspheming
talking.
in the comments, y'all.
Nobody blasphemed on either side, but
You,
regardless,
you were double talking earlier, Cora. You said
Double
you
talking in
in
what?
one place you said that it wasn't a correction, and then you're saying it's a correction, but not really.
No, I
So
didn't say
that's
that.
why I'm
But what
asking
I
you.
did, no,
What does
what I
it-
did is I put
Cora,
an emphasis.
if you
Logic.
can calm down, it'll be
You
okay.
just
I
logic.
promise it'll be
it's
okay.
gonna be okay.
So
Regardless,
what
but why are
does
you
it
stealing
mean
my rhetoric,
to
man?
correct something, Cora? Please answer.
Okay, beautiful. So in this instance, what Allah is doing, the correction is that He is putting an
I'm not
emphasis
asking what
on
the
the
correction
fact.
is.
Wait, no,
I'm not
the
asking what a correction is. I'm
Oh my
asking what
goodness.
does it mean to correct something.
I'm giving you an example of what the correction
I don't need
is.
an example. I
So
want
I
to
have
know
a
what does it
question.
mean to correct something, Cora.
Okay, if a particular thing is either inaccurate or wrong, and the inaccuracy in this instance is the presence of an oath that is not binding.
If it's
which
inaccurate, is it
why
wrong?
61. Wait 1 second. Sorry.
No,
The
please,
oath was
I need you to be. I need you to be specific.
yeah. The inaccuracy in this instance, yes, the inaccuracy or the wrong oath in this instance is an oath that lacks binding.
I got you.
So when
So
we're
would you-
talking about,
so
wait,
would
let me
you-
finish responding. Hold on, Logic.
Okay.
So in Surah 61, it
My
is
goodness,
putting
the
an
waffle is
emphasis
insane.
on the fact. Wait, hold on. Do you acknowledge that Surah 61 verse 2?
Can you please not ask
it
me another
talks
question
about-
until you answer?
Yeah, I did answer. I already answered the question.
No, you,
Logic.
you just used other words. When you say inaccurate, to be inaccurate, does that mean to be wrong?
An inaccuracy can be used interchangeably with wrong depending on the context.
Is there any context where something that is inaccurate can be correct?
Nah,
Good Lord. Okay, thank you. So, like, you see how we got to, like,
So the oath,
I don't
yeah,
understand.
and
Hold on,
the
let me land this.
inaccuracy in
I-
this instance is
I don't
the
understand. So,
oath
can we
or
agree?
Wait, hold on.
Can we agree
Logic,
that Muhammad was wrong here?
Wrong in the action, not necessarily, but what Allah
But you
is
said it was
doing.
inaccurate.
Wait, no.
Jesus.
Wait, hold on. And Logic. What did I say the inaccuracy
This is
was?
why-
Wait, hold on.
this
Let's
is
do
why-
a
this is what
test.
I'm talking about,
Wait,
man.
let's do a test and
all
see
that
if
waffle,
Logic
this
was
is why I like
tracking.
to
Hold
stay
on.
direct to the
Let's
point,
do
Cora.
a test and see if you were tracking. What did I say was inaccurate?
You said that him taking the oath in this case was inaccurate.
No, the oath is the inaccuracy or the wrong
so was
thing.
Muhammad wrong
because
when he made the
oath lacked binding.
So did he make a wrong
what Allah
oath?
is doing is putting an emphasis.
Did he make a wrong oath?
No, he's making no. The oath is unbinding. Is the emphasis logic?
Did he?
Hold on. The point logic.
Did he tend for it to be binding?
Wait, hold on. He's doing too much, bro. He's being theatrical.
Real quick. I just want to ask a question.
He's being so theatrical for no reason.
Go ahead.
I'm bewildered, bro.
Was Muhammad intending for it to be binding?
Wallahu a'lam, to be honest.
Allahu a'lam.
With regards to whether or not you're asking me for someone's intention. That's crazy, dude.
What is the oath? Is the oath binding or not?
You're so dishonest,
an oath isn't always binding.
What is an oath then? Is an oath agreement? And you that means you're binding,
No. In Islam, wait, hold on. In Islam, an oath can be both binding and unbinding. An example of an unbinding oath.
What?
Okay, it seems you have a tracking issue. You don't know what's going on.
Crazy.
An example of an unbinding oath, logic.
The religion of yes, no.
Hey, logic, calm down. An example of an unbinding oath is, for example, if I take an oath that I'm going to do something haram, that oath is not binding upon me. For the reason being that it's built off of something impermissible. Another example of an unbinding oath is if I make haram for myself something halal.
One thing at a time, Cora. We're not going to let you go waffle on a
waffle. No, I'm giving you examples, logic. I'm giving you
one thing at a time. So if you personally make an oath to do something haram, is that an example of you personally binding yourself to doing something even though it's impermissible?
It's not actually binding.
What does it mean? What is an oath? Jesus Christ is the Lord of hosts. What's an oath?
What do you think an oath is?
No, don't ask me what I think it is because I thought it meant something.
Me vowing to do a particular action.
I thought we knew what an oath meant.
Me vowing to either do or not. Wait, I'm defining the term.
But because of your double talk,
defining the term.
Excuse me, Cora.
Logic. I'm defining the term.
Notice how I let you give off your example?
No, you didn't. You interrupted me multiple times.
Calm down.
You interrupted me, Logic.
Okay, so we'll just do this.
But go ahead.
Thank you. So I thought that we knew what the word oath means, but now we're talking to a Muslimah. So now we don't know because you're double talking. So please don't ask me what I think it is after I just asked you. What is the definition of the word oath?
Okay, so the way that we're going to define oath in this instance is vowing to either do or not do a particular action.
When you vow to do something, what does that mean?
Oh my goodness. I just defined to you the term.
What does it mean to vow to do something? Because you're still being vague with your definition.
I'm saying that I will do it. That's as simple as it's going to get.
Very good. So when you say that you will do something, is that your intention binding on yourself to do something even if it's haram?
No, intending to do something doesn't make the oath binding within Islam.
Yeah,
because right now we're doing
now,
Logic, we're doing something that you hate to do, which is speak about fiqh. So within fiqh, a particular oath, regardless of whether or not your intention is it being binding, that doesn't make it binding. So if you want, we can talk about the fiqh of this issue because I actually brought up what Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah says in Majmu' al-Fatawa about these particular oaths of you making something either permissible or impermissible for yourself. But if you don't want to talk about fiqh, we don't have to talk about fiqh, Logic. But I'm going to tie this back to the argument.
Hold on, let me respond to what you just said.
And a point that I made. Wait 1 second. I'm going to tie this back to the point that I was making.
Let me respond to what you just said, though.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to tie it back to something.
Yeah, but you just made a point. I need to respond to what you just said.
Yeah, but I'm tying this point to something that was said
I need to respond to what you just said. You're going
you can respond to both points after I'm done speaking.
You need to slow down and deal with one point at a time.
It's okay. It's not my fault you can't keep up with me, Logic. That's not my fault.
You're not going to
I'm going to go ahead and tie the point back to what
you can't waffle here. Sorry.
It's okay, Logic.
On a panel like this, you actually have to deal with the arguments.
Logic.
You have to actually deal with the arguments.
It's okay. It's okay, Logic.
It is okay. It is okay.
It's okay, Logic. You can't track what's going on.
It is okay.
I understand that I might be speaking a little bit too quickly, or maybe you're not understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth.
All of a sudden, we don't know what the word oath means. Maybe you're not understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth. We don't know what the word binding means. We don't know what it means to be incorrect. We don't know what it means to be inaccurate. We don't know what the word wrong means.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you this because wait, hold on. If you're so studying Islam,
hold on, everybody. If you're so studying Islam, what makes it? Wait, hold on, everybody, calm down. Let's bring it back.
FIQH.
Clear the room. Let's go.
Never ask God Logic about fiqh, man.
Calm down.
And never ask Cora to define anything, man.
I mean, I defined every term you
You're
asked
gonna
me.
get a yes, no every time. Yes, it does mean this.
I mean,
No, it doesn't
I
mean
defined every single term that you asked me to define, so I don't know what you're
No,
talking
you
about.
did
But
not.
regardless,
What is it?
yes, I did.
What does it mean to vow to do something?
If I'm making a statement that I'm going to do X, for example, if I make the statement that I'm going
I
to
don't
do
need an
X
example.
at Y
I just
time,
need the answer to my question. Stop trying to
a
waffle with an example, a
statement
fake
where
example every time.
a fake example.
She
Do you have a
defined
tracking
Zen
issue or
using
something,
something
Something
Logic?
that's not analogous.
Do you have a tracking issue, Logic? Are you kidding me?
I can't track yes, no answers.
It seems you have a serious tracking
I
issue,
can't track
Logic.
double talking. It's hard.
Buddy, there's no double talking going on. Maybe
Yes,
you're
you
just
are.
not
Okay,
tracking
so
the words
answer
that are coming
question
out of my
then.
mouth, Logic.
Define what it means when you say an oath is when you vow to do something. What does it mean to vow to do something?
Okay, to make a positive statement that I'm going to do X.
What does it mean to so if I say I'm going to drink this this water bottle, is that a vow that I'm making?
Well, depends the way that you're defining though.
Oh my!
But
Do you see what
within Islam, we have a different definition for what makes an oath binding.
In Islam, words don't.
Yeah,
mean what
because
they
because
actually
we're talking about jurisprudence right now, Logic,
The
a topic
double
that you've
talking
never
yet
discussed
again.
with me. So
Double
Logic,
talking yet
wait, hold on,
again.
Logic. We're right now. We're not talking about your definition
Define
of
what
Logic.
a vow is.
Calm
What
down.
does it mean to vow to do something?
Are you asking me for your definition or the definition
I'm
within
asking
fiqh?
you for an objective definition of what
We're
it means
speaking about
to vow
Islam,
to do
Logic, so
something.
this is an internal
when I
critique.
make an
So if
oath,
I
and
give you a
said,
vow,
excuse me, stop cutting me off.
Logic,
When
I was in
make
the
an
middle of
oath,
speaking.
go ahead and mute her word or
Are
something.
you kidding me?
Because she can't control herself.
This guy is a slowpoke. What's going on?
can't
But
control herself.
regardless,
Yeah,
Logic.
let's let each other talk. All right.
No word.
Let's let each other
is
talk.
She can't
Speaking-
control herself.
Wait,
She's even cutting you off now.
Let's let each
okay,
other
the
talk.
mods are muting me now. But regardless,
Okay.
I didn't mute
so
you.
when I ask you to define oath, you give me
Don't
some
mute
vague
it. I'll mute people. All right, mods, don't do it. I'm capable.
You give some vague definition saying, oh, when you vow to do something. I ask you, what does that even mean? And you can't even tell me what that means. Oh, it depends on how you're defining it. That's what I just asked you.
Bud,
So
are
why
we
don't
speaking
you
about Islamic jurisprudence?
Relax so that you know how to engage with the question, Cora. The waffle fest is not going to help you, not on this panel. So when you tell me that to make an oath, when Muhammad makes something haram for himself, all he's doing is making an oath, but it's not incorrect when you said that it's an inaccurate oath, and you said to be inaccurate is to be wrong, but in this case, it doesn't mean that he's wrong, he's making a wrong oath, you're double talking. So the question is, when you say making an oath is to vow to do something, what does that mean? I don't need some elaborate example. Tell me what it means.
Okay, so I need some clarification first.
Lord.
And the clarification that I need is, are we speaking from an external lens? So are we speaking from the perspective of what an oath is within fiqh? Or are we speaking about what an oath is within the English language? Because depending on what we're speaking about, the definition is going to vary. If you're asking me...
What's the difference between an oath in Islam, in Islamic fiqh, and the actual definition of the word? What's the difference?
Okay, so within Islam, when you make an oath, you invoke Allah's name and you have niyyah, and it needs to concern something which can conceive possibly. So in order for me to make an oath within Islam, I invoke either Allah's name or his attributes, and I must have the niyyah that it is an oath, and what I am making the oath about must conceive within reality, and it must be a future possibility. Now, all of these stipulations would not be within the definition of oath within the English language, because depending on the context, the definition is going to vary. Was
What does
that
it mean?
exhaustive enough for you?
No,
Or do you want me to repeat it slower?
What's the definition of the word oath?
Within Islam?
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so an oath within Islam is going to be a statement where you A, invoke Allah's name or one of his attributes, B, have the niyyah of it being an oath, and C, it relates to something which can take place within reality and which is taking place in the future. That is what an oath is going to be within fiqh and or jurisprudence within Islam. Is that exhaustive enough for you, or do you want me to repeat it a bit slower for you, Logic?
I like that. Thank you for that example. Word. Give me the big screen, please. I'm about to bury this child.
Nice rhetoric, bro.
Not
Hey, no means tell, right? No means tell, right?
No means hey man.
Hey, man.
Hey, Mark 10:18, man.
Hey,
We
here
gotta
we
go to
go.
the Greek,
Mark
not the
10:18,
English,
man.
right?
Yeah, here we
man?
go. Can you read that? I'm going to read that.
I just defined it in fiqh. Oh my
Go
god,
ahead,
you're
read that.
Logic, you're a slowpoke.
All right, no, hold on.
Logic, you're a slowpoke.
Before I have you read as the has,
You
as a
are
half-brain,
a slowpoke.
Before I have you read as a
Logic.
half brain,
You are a slowpoke.
Did you not just make
Logic,
the
you are like
very
top
claim-
3
can
sub
you
5s
mute her, please?
intellectually.
Can you
You
mute
are
her?
you have sub 5
Come on,
Can you
Corey,
control her?
let him read. Let him read.
Buddy, I just gave him
Can
a
you
definition.
control her? You ready now? So notice what you did, Cora. Earlier, you said when I asked you to define what an oath is, you said that an oath in Islamic fiqh is going to be different from the definition of the word oath in our English language. I asked you, what is the difference? You haven't told me the difference. You just gave me some waffle fest on what you're making up about what an oath is within Islamic fiqh, which is to call upon God. To call upon God, make a statement to call upon God, to bind yourself and make a statement calling upon God upon something that can possibly happen in reality, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, let's see what oath means in the English language. Right here it says, a solemn, usually formal calling upon God or a deity to witness to the truth of what one says or to witness that one sincerely intends to do what one says. It's exactly what you just said. The Islamic fiqh is on an oath.
That's false.
So you just, please be quiet. I'm trying to give you the other half of the brain. So you just buried yourself by trying to make this is what we do here. What we do here is we expose how the waffle fest is just waffle. You say a lot without saying anything. And so you try to make up that all of a sudden oath in Islam is different from just the word oath in general. And it's not any different. So again, we see that both an oath is a calling upon God, bearing witness about what the person intends to do. You said that this is the same thing that Muhammad did. Was the oath that Muhammad made, was it a correct oath that he made, or was his oath wrong? Please answer simply.
Beautiful. Give me a big screen real quick. Word. Okay, perfect. So he made the positive claim that the definition that I gave for oath was actually just a bunch of waffle and salad that I gave him, and it wasn't necessarily in compliance with the definition within the English language. Now, every single stipulation that I gave you for the definition is present within Islamic fiqh. Now, logic, I'm going to ask you after this to repeat all of the conditions that I gave you for an oath within Islam, because the definition that you just gave me from a dictionary is not exhaustive. Buddy, I let you speak, so are you going to let me? Or are you going to continue acting like a kid?
You're supposed to answer.
Do you want me to spell kid out for you? And then
I want you to
repeat it
answer the
after me?
question.
Logic, I have a question.
Don't ask me anything until you answer the question.
Logic. I'm going to respond to everything that you said, and then I'm going to answer your question.
Can you
But
answer
the first thing that I'm gonna do,
and then expound, please?
I don't need to do all that because you didn't answer my question. But
didn't have a question,
I'm gonna
dummy.
do you. No. I'm gonna do you a solid, and then I'm gonna
You didn't
answer
have a
yours.
question, half brain. You didn't have a question.
Okay, keep insulting me like the little dog you are.
You
Dog
were the
logic.
one. You oh now you
It's
can't
okay,
take the
dog
trash
logic.
talk.
No.
can't-
I didn't.
you can't
I
take the
didn't
trash
insult you
talk now?
personally.
You
though.
don't- you-
I didn't take you. I didn't insult you personally though.
You did. You said I was slow.
Yeah, I called you a slow poke. But that's like
Okay,
being
so
an
then
insult,
so
though.
you can take the trash talk. half brain.
Regardless,
you call me slow. I
the
call you half brain.
definitions, logic, calm down.
What's the
the
Kevin Hart
definition that I
question?
gave
Was
you for
Was
let me
Muhammad's
speak.
oath correct,
Let me
or
speak.
was it a wrong
the
oath?
oath was not binding. Now,
I didn't ask
now,
if it was
let me
binding.
speak.
I'll ask. Word. Did you hear my question?
That's
Word.
the correct terminology.
Word.
Bud.
Did you hear my question? Word.
Bud, the oath is not binding. It's as simple as that. Don't turn
Okay.
off my
So
camera,
Word heard
dude.
my question.
Listen.
I'll ask it again.
Oh
Was
my
the
goodness,
oath
dude.
that Muhammad made, was it wrong or was it correct?
What does it mean for an oath not to be binding, logic?
Brother.
Literally, what do you think that means, logic? Let's be smart about this,
Thanks for
logic.
coming, Cora.
What does it mean
Thanks
for an
for
oath
Thanks for
not to be
coming,
binding?
Cora. Thanks for coming, man.
Watch your hit jab.
Watch your hands up, yeah. Watch your hands up. Watch your hands up. Watch your hands up. Watch your hands up. Just get. Watch your hands up.
Hey, Logic,
Watch your hands up.
I have a question.
Watch your hands up.
Okay. What does it mean to know in English? Don't give me the Christian definition. What does it mean to know?
Oh my goodness.
Now he's biting out. Come on, Cal. I don't even know why she brought Cal up. Cal didn't just even say nothing.
Because Cal's a smart one.
Yeah, he knew he couldn't he couldn't waffle out of that.
Cal did a good job staying out of that one. My gosh, Cora, you got to get better at this. You're not ready for this, Cora. Honestly, you got to get better at this. Okay, and this is probably why you came on a fake account, so that you wouldn't get noticed and wouldn't get chewed out by your handlers, who's going to then flog you for getting dogged out by us and getting dog walked. But my goodness, seriously, sis, you got to do better. You got to, deal with the arguments directly. Like, everybody in here can see past the fake waffle and the fluff. Saying a lot, pretending to talk a lot, and you speak very well. You enunciate your words very well, but you're not saying anything. Everybody sees it. So you got to do a better job. You'll get better though. With time, you'll get better.
Oh, he left.
The religion of yes, no, man.
Yes, no, maybe so. She didn't think she was gonna have to go to the fiqh when she tried to say, "Well, no, this was about jurisprudence. This is about fiqh." Well, is it sleeping
right.
with your slaves in your fiqh?
Oh man, she said that the oath in Islam is different than an oath in than an oath in English.
And I asked her, "Well, why did Allah correct him? Did he do something wrong?" Well,
he's not correcting.
He's not correcting.
Wait.
So what is haram then?
Say it right. He's not correcting the prophet. He's not correcting him.
So what is haram then? Yes, it was haram. Well, haram don't always mean haram. It means what? Come on. What are we doing? Ain't none of these people.
By the way, when she brought up Ibn Kathir's tafsir, she lied on what Ibn Kathir said. She read it and then added in what he said. He didn't say that this is specifically talking about legislation. It said, whatever Allah prohibits, it's prohibited. Whatever he permits, it's permitted. Whatever he legislates, it's legislative. Right? That's what it's. So he didn't just talk about legislation. Ibn Kathir included legislation in his breakdown.
Yeah.
He didn't isolate it and say, see, this is what it's only talking about.
Exactly.
What a freaking lie.
I told her I had it up. I told her I have it up. That's why I asked her, well, what is some of the things that was permissible on the Jews and the Christians, was some of that, not obligatory. You just wanted, they can do it or not. Because if they change some of that for the Jews and the Christians, according, the rabbis and monks, then this still follows. So whether he's doing it, whether it's something permissible, right? Not strictly, not just always law and fiqh, because we know the Jews and Christians, we got a whole bunch of stuff, had a whole bunch of rulings and regulations that we can and can't do, not according to the law all the time. So that's why I brought that up. And she had to waffle out of that. Why are these people not loading up, bro?
Gosh.
Something that was prohibited and also prohibited. Oh, I got what? You see this? Bruh, I get canceled. I got banned. And I was being cool. Look, when you're hitting hard, they get scared. Hold on. They want some of my private information, so I gotta take this off. They got me, y'all.
But it's good. I'm doing good. Yeah, so that was definitely Cora. That was not her first time mass reporting a TikTok. She brings a lot of people in with her on purpose so that when she's losing or if she feels like she didn't do well, she'll mass report you so she shuts you down. It's not her first time doing it.